Yesterday did not go how I wanted. Of course, if it had, there'd be no need for this episode at all. So I guess I'm glad we're here, but I will never be glad for the passing of Yanto Jones. Should we memorialize him? We should definitely think about Torchwood, this show that started with, I want to say, 5 main characters, 2 of which remain. Very, very exciting. And of course, by exciting, I mean tragic. I hope we get to see Yanto's family again and their response or reaction to his passing. I don't know if we will. There's a lot happening. There's a lot going on. I'm glad Yanto had that beautiful final moment with his sister on the phone, but there's a lot going on right now, and I have a feeling this episode will escalate to all-out war, one way or another. Listen, the world is full of smart people who are able to figure out, oh, hang on, the aliens are trying to take our kids, and they're not gonna take it lying down. Yeah, we got our butts kicked in the last episode when Jack made the first attempt to stand up to these foul beings. And yeah, I use the word foul because we know that splatter goo smells awful, right? It must. But I'm sure Jack and Gwen and Reese and Lois, they're not gonna just give up because they failed. Mostly, I don't have any idea what's going to happen, but I'm really excited to experience the final episode of Torchwood Children of Earth, Day 5, for the very first time. My nerves are at a 10. They're wrecked.
There's one thing I always meant to ask Jack. Back in the old days, I wanted to know about that doctor of his. All those times in history when there was no sign of him. I wanted to know why not. Sometimes the doctor must look at this planet and turn away in shame.
What an opening. I'm speechless. That was so great.
We urge all of you to send your children back to their classes straight away. Government representatives will be visiting certain schools to discuss a series of inoculations.
I don't want to go to school.
You're not going either. You're staying put. Just like your Uncle Yanto said. Don't
Yes.
trust any of them.
But the man said we got to go.
And I know for a fact he's lying.
These inoculations are to protect your children. These inoculations are safe.
We're okay. We're ready for this. We're ready. We're gonna make it. We're gonna be okay. We are not, in fact, going to be okay.
Tell him we'll have the kids only free of charge.
It's 10 quid a kid.
Shut it, you.
Yeah, it's a nice slogan, but today we're saving their lives and we're not gonna charge them a...
Your father said stay at home.
Yup.
With me.
Yup.
At 1200 hours, the British Army will take the children from their schools to the designated rendezvous points.
What if they refuse, the soldiers? We could have a mutiny on our hands.
They've been told. Any soldier refusing to do his duty will make his own family liable.
Harsh. I mean, look, I do understand their perspective. I don't like it. But, like, you know, they're trying to save the world. And so if a soldier's not following orders, they're putting the whole world at jeopardy. So I guess we'll just threaten their family to make sure they comply. Is it ethical? No.
Mr. Decker, I take it. You managed to survive.
I thought he died for sure.
I just stood back, sir. A strategy that's worked all my life. Let's not keep it waiting.
Seek audience with a 456, if I might speak.
Is that a yes or a no?
Once the children are assembled, how do you collect them?
As we arrived. Some sort of transportation device.
So it won't be discreet. That's what we know for sure.
We've seen you hooked up to that boy, but why?
Great question.
Are they keeping you alive?
No.
Then what are they for?
The hit.
They're a drug?
They create chemicals. The chemicals are good.
Literally drugs? Weird drugs?
Drugs.
Despicable.
You're shooting up on children.
Honestly, I didn't see that coming. Wow.
You opened the market over 40 years ago.
Gave him a taste of that good stuff. Of course they came back for more. How did this species 456 discover the high of humanity? I mean, what? Which one of them had the idea, hey, let's take some chemicals from other species and see how it feels? It's wild.
The government is simply asking for trust.
I trust easy. Usually, but not today.
What do you think Torchwood is now? Do you think you're still players?
We can try.
Civilization's about to fall into hell. You want to start that descent a little earlier? Go ahead.
He's right. Look what happened. Phone Reese. Tell him we've lost.
It feels accurate, but I do not like it. I do not accept defeat.
They've killed Yanto.
What about Lois?
I'm afraid Miss Abiba is in police custody, charged with espionage.
No. No.
Then what about my daughter and her son?
They're free to go.
It better be.
Yanto Jones, he's got family back in South Wales. A sister, has she been told? Then let Gwen tell her. I can't look at her anymore.
This really does feel like the end of Torchwood. I can't imagine what happens in Series 4. This is so devastating. He's just gonna willingly be in custody? To what end?
Cell M3, Captain Harkness, 9:50 a.m.
Captain! Is that you? It's Lois! Captain? Can you hear me?
He's not gonna talk back, huh?
What do we do?
We sit and wait.
You might want to take a look at this. It's inside Ten's house.
Tell me you're gonna do something about it.
That's a child, abducted in 1965. Now they want more, millions more. The government is handing them over.
You asked to see me, sir. So I was wondering...
Your name was chosen, John.
What?
The inoculation story seems to have gained some currency.
And what's that got to do with me?
Your children will be inoculated.
Screw you. What? No. Everyone in that room was exempt.
There'll be selected news media at your house. You will be seen to offer your children for treatment.
Oh, it's for show.
But there is no inoculation.
This action will help the public and show them no cause for unrest. Your children will then be taken to one of the designated rendezvous points.
What?
It's our duty now to think beyond this terrible day. The government must be seen as victims of the 456.
And so you pick one person, one middleman.
If you put me on camera, I will tell people the truth.
And your daughters would know where they're going. Best not.
Look, he's followed orders up till now. He's not going along with this.
You can't make me.
In
Correct.
which case, your children will be taken without you.
But you've seen what they do to them.
There's not one parent on earth that would let this happen to their kids.
They're not like
I'm sorry, John.
Keep your apologies, sir.
I'm really very sorry.
Horse noise. That's how shook I am. Everyone in this room will be exempt unless we decide it would be more convenient for us if you were not.
Richard, I need to requisition 31.
What's that? Ooh.
What for?
Yes, you can.
I think that's his way of saying goodbye. She knows it. Oh, wow. What a great performance moment for her as an actress. Well done. Well done.
I'm sorry, Gumley.
Everyone's on standby. It's red alert. Riot gear and everything, except no one's saying why. What's going on?
I can't tell you.
I am the police.
Right now, Andy, I need you to drive this car. And if I told you...
You wouldn't. No sane person would.
She's pregnant.
Who's the father?
Oh, I'm slapping you, yeah.
Valid question, honestly. Wow.
That's what Torchwood does, you see. It ruins your life.
How's it ruined?
You want to have kids in a world like this, Reese?
You're not getting rid of it.
Is that right?
It's a conversation for maybe after this whole thing's over, huh? I just want Gwen and Reese to be happy.
Troops moving in, sir.
4, 6, 8, 10, 12,
It's absurd that any school would have children counting after yesterday. Seriously? What is she doing here?
come to tell you how we met.
Huh?
How I met John Frobisher. It was 30 years ago. You wouldn't think it to look at him now, but he was a clumsy thing. Mr. Swales never thought he'd amount to much, but I thought, keep an eye on that one. It was another 10 years before we actually worked in the same office. He asked for me. I didn't think he even knew my name. And we made quite the team. He was a good man. I want you to know that. When the history of this is written, they'll talk about the ministers.
What is he? Wait, what is he going to do? He's not going to shoot his kids instead of turning him over to the alien. I mean, that would be merciful, I suppose, but I don't want to see it.
I want you to remember him like that. If ever you think of John Frobisher, just remember that it wasn't his fault.
What is about to happen? Shut the door, don't let us see. I thought we heard gunshots. And a fourth, I'm assuming.
Now, I think I should get back to work.
That was hard.
She's got 2 kids. We need to find out where they are. That's why we need a car. We might have to pick them up from school and take them back to mine, okay?
Back to yours? What for?
Andy, we've got to look after these kids. Just do what I say.
How many kids do you think are here?
Hello, I'm Police Constable Andrew.
You're not shutting me down. They got food, they got drinks, proper drinks, and I got permission off their parents.
She's a hero, man. Gosh.
If we could have a word in private.
They're not even paying, so it can't be illegal.
No, I know.
right?
It's not about the kids. I just need a word, if we could.
How many are there?
19.
But what are they doing here?
Well, they're not going to go to school, no way.
They've got kids. Yanto's niece and nephew. Save them.
Stage 1. Mobilize.
I don't care who you are. You haven't got the authority to just march in here and... They said inoculations, not... Where are you taking them?
Yeah, a teacher who knows that this is not what an inoculation looks like.
Where's the van? Where's the van? That's my son! That's my bloody son! Can't take them off the school premises!
This is freaking good television. I'm angry, I'm heartbroken, I'm disturbed.
It's okay. It's okay, let it out.
You gotta let it out.
He didn't say anything about my car, did he?
No.
Sorry.
Johnny. Fair enough.
It started.
Can we stop it?
We're looking at an uptake of about 60%. As predicted, a lot of the children in the target area have stayed at home.
Then we better go and get them. Stage 2. Mobilize.
I mean, they're literally going door to door to collect kids now. It's the height of insanity.
They're here.
Look, I haven't got time to explain, okay? But they're coming for your kids, I swear.
Don't be stupid.
Shut up. They're going to come into your house and they're going to take your kids. And I'm sorry, but you got to believe me. That's why Yanta died, okay? He was trying to stop them.
You best believe her.
He'll be fine. If you're going to get rid of 10%, then take the 10% you don't want. All those kids on street corners, we finally got rid of them. I was brought up to believe in and protect the state. Not much good now, are you?
Didn't sign up for this.
90% look the other way. What sort of world are you leaving behind? If your duty is to protect the state above and beyond any other authority, then the one person you need right now is Jack Harkness.
Wow, wow, wow.
What's going on? Hey, Captain!
I wish they would have taken Lois too, although I don't know that she has any tactical value. But I just want her out of the cell.
Here, what are you doing? Don't make a noise until we get there, okay? You stay nice and quiet and I'll get you some sweets. Playing spies.
I love playing spies. This is fun.
Are you coming? Andy?
Control, this is Alpha 186.
Oh, Andy. Andy. I mean, he's right to ask questions. He doesn't know what's going on.
You take him, I'm going up the front. Somebody's got to stop them.
No, Johnny, don't be stupid.
It's not just that, you daft son.
Oh, I hope he doesn't get himself killed. I know I was real hard on him in the beginning, but like...
That inoculation stuff is bollocks, right? The government has sold us out. Come on, we come to get our kids, and we're not getting the back, boys, right? We've got to stop.
Wow, Johnny. Go, Johnny, go. He's like killing it. He's being a genuine hero. He's really good at like gathering people to go and do things. Wow. Andy, you gonna stand on the sidelines, man? You're armed, probably. Is he armed? Maybe he's not armed, but do something, yeah. I was just thinking back to the very first episode. Gwen didn't carry a gun, so Andy probably doesn't either. Now, this is a losing battle. Even though we're gonna lose, we should utilize every soldier, and hopefully a bunch of kids don't lose their dads today. Get in there.
The 456 are named after a wavelength, and that's got to be the key to fighting back.
You're wasting your time. There's nothing you can do. I've analysed those transmissions for 40 years and never broken them.
You're done.
She told me you were good. Was she right?
Let's get to work.
Just incredible television.
There's one thing I always meant to ask Jack.
I love the lighting.
Back in the old days.
Just her eyes being the light.
Sometimes the Doctor must look at this planet and turn away in shame. I'm recording this in case anyone ever finds it. So you can see how the world ended.
I love that we got to hear that speech again. Please.
You didn't mean it, did you? Getting rid of it?
No, of course I didn't.
Okay.
I would never. I wouldn't do that to you, sweetheart. I'm sorry.
We're up to 80%. People are starting to fight back.
You think? The people aren't stupid.
We're predicting 80%. Is that acceptable?
All of them.
Authorizing maximum force.
Now we're literally going to, I'm assuming, use force on civilians to take their kids from them.
You don't have to be here. It's what he would have wanted. You think so? Can't imagine anyone wanting to be in this bloody room.
Jeez.
We cycle the wavelength back at them.
A constructive wave. And it's never going to work. The effect will be like shouting at the 456, that's all.
Why did Clem die?
It was the 456. They killed him.
Yeah, but that's it. That's something.
We've got the recording here.
His mind must have synced with the 456 back when he was a child, but they didn't need to kill him. He wasn't any threat. Unless maybe that connection hurt them.
Lifted the sound from the Thames House link.
It's new.
It's got to be something we can turn against them. Not a lot of time to do it, though. So many kids.
We don't have to analyze the wavelength, just copy it. But we've got no way of transmitting.
Of course you have. Same way as them.
I'll find something else.
The kids?
We need a child.
What do you mean?
Center of the resonance.
We happen to have one, but...
That child's gonna fry.
Absolutely not. Jack, remember what you said earlier?
No, Dad.
About one?
No, tell them no.
Injure one, injure all?
One child or millions.
Dad. No?
No, Dad! Captain.
Yeah, the thing of it is, Jack does often make the hard choice. Comes down to, what do you consider to be an acceptable loss? Yeah, I would agree. One child is better than all the other children. But is it an acceptable loss? That's not for me to decide. What do you think? And we all know my gut instinct would be no, find another way. But at this point, is there any other way? Alice.
What do you want me to do?
Go! Yeah, we know Jack's gonna feel emotional about it. He doesn't want to sacrifice his grandson or nephew. Maybe it won't kill him. Okay. All the children now. It's working. Steven! Yeah! I mean, at least the splatter goo's getting injured. You better die. I want to see more red splatter goo. Destroy that thing. Oh, Steven, oh my gosh, that's so heartbreaking. Gut-wrenching, devastating. Yes! Oh my gosh, it worked. It worked.
Colonel.
Frankly, can we just go back to Steven? What happened to Steven?
It's gone, sir. The 456 is gone.
Wow. Where'd all the splatter goo go?
Hey.
So many happy faces. Blood from his eyes and his ears. Well, Jack, for a brief moment, your daughter really looked up to you. That's gone now. The world better remembers Steven as the hero today.
The public will be wanting a statement, sir.
I suppose you could say we were lucky.
Bit soon to tell.
Weren't lucky.
Lucky with the Americans, I mean. General Pierce took charge without ratification from the United Nations. We can say that today's events were in American hands.
And do you think that's lucky?
Yes, I do rather.
Your first thought now is to save your own skin.
Perpetually.
I paid a visit this morning, sir.
Oh.
I went to see Lois Habiba.
That's right.
You might remember her. I used the emergency protocols to sign out a particular piece of contact lenses, sir. And Lois was very helpful. She told me how they worked.
Zeroed in on her eyes.
But everything that happened in this room has been recorded, sir. All waiting to be made public by me.
You wouldn't dare.
Oh.
I can have you arrested.
I don't think so.
Oh.
Thank you, Bridget. You're free to go. And Miss Habiba will be released. I'll see to it myself.
This is, I imagine, her saving her own butt.
I think I'll be taking charge of very many things in the days to come.
If there's anyone I don't want to receive promotion right now, it's her. Honestly, do away with a whole lot of them. Let's start from scratch. Yeah. Honestly, her walking away is the best case scenario for Jack right now. There's nothing she could say that wouldn't just be knives. Frankly, maybe he deserves those knives. I don't know. But just thinking about it, he has to live with this for essentially billions of years.
have to walk from now on. You all right?
You fuss over me one more time.
I'm just saying.
He was fussing over you 6 months ago. Of course he's fussing now. Captain Jack Harkness.
You look good.
I look huge.
She's bloody gorgeous.
This planet is too small. The whole world is like a graveyard.
Come back with us.
Haven't traveled far enough yet.
There's a cold fusion cruiser surfing the ion reefs just at the edge of the solar system.
Huh.
Just waiting to open its transport dock. I just need to send a signal.
They found it in the wreckage. Indestructible. I put on a new strap for you.
Cost me 50 quid, that.
Bill me.
Are you ever coming back, Jack?
What for?
For me. It wasn't your fault.
I think it was.
No.
Stephen and Yanto and Owen and Tosh and Susie and...
Nice to include Susie in that.
But you saved us?
Jack saving people does all too often result in the people around him being dead.
And look what I became. I've lived so many lives.
It's time to find another one.
Huh.
You cannot just run away.
Oh, yes, I can.
It does seem like he can. He was really here biding time to reconnect with the doctor and try to fix his problem, and they didn't. What does he have to? There's nothing for him here, really.
Let's go home, yeah.
That was honestly a great ending. This miniseries, absolutely amazing. I mean, that miniseries is must-see TV. Period. Just, I mean, taking Torchwood as a whole, I definitely understand why people might not have got invested during the first series, even though series 1 and series 2 both have certain moments that are absolutely incredible. And I do think the tie-ins to the primary show, Doctor Who, even though they're not like the biggest tie-ins, like those moments are so greatly enriched by having the whole experience. But like, I could understand if people gave series 1 or 2 a pass, but this series, even just taken by itself, is incredible. It's intense, it's heavy, it's heartbreaking, it's a lot. I did not have any idea where this was going to go. And like, hooray, we saved the children of Earth. But not all of them. And I'm not going to say Jack was wrong. It feels wrong inside. But that's because it hurts. That's because it's painful. That's because I can't see another option. So I'm not going to say Jack was wrong. He did the only thing that could be done to save so many others. I just wish there was a way. We were short on time, I'll give you that. I just wish there was a way Stephen, or even Stephen's mom, could have had voice, could have had a say in what transpired. Made it a willing sacrifice. They weren't given the choice. That sucks. Yeah, humanity was saved, but it would have felt different if they had a choice. Still would have hurt. But now there's this hurt mixed with shame. And that's why Jack had to run away. That's why he had to leave. Who knows where he goes or how long he's gone. If there weren't a series 4, I would assume that he just goes on a series of adventures and misadventures that eventually lead to him becoming the face of Bo. But what? This was brilliant television. And frankly, I feel like I probably should have a lot more to say. But I mean, I do record these wrap-ups giving my impressions immediately following the episode. And there's just so much to process, such a weight of heaviness that it's like, how do you even form full sentences? It's not exactly easy. But I just a couple of quick thoughts, I guess, on this whole series as a whole. Wow. That's pretty much the gist of it. Wow. I love what they did with Reese and Gwen this series. It was really a pleasure to watch. I think that they're great. And at least right now I can sit here and feel like at least they have a happy ending. I love that we got to see Yanta's family and experience that. And we didn't really get a resolution to Johnny after he fought off the soldiers. Let's assume Johnny's fine. We didn't see him die. We can write our own ending there. Yanto's sister's not without a husband and a brother. I do love that we got to see Jack's family too. Really great storytelling, but it hurts, man. If he were to stay, he'd never see his daughter again. No chance. No chance she ever says one word to that man ever again. There's a whole backstory there that we don't have. Obviously, their relationship was strained at the start of this series, so we don't know what transpired in their past and what their relationship was really like, what events caused friction in the past. But this one, you don't get over. You don't get over him making the executive decision. Hey, your son, he's going to die for the sins of the world. And by sins of the world, I mean the sins of the government, not for the other children. But he's gonna die to save so many other children. It's like, okay, but you don't get to you don't just get to choose that. Okay. I love that the contact lenses came back here at the end as well. The world politics were really interesting during this series. It was a lot. It was intense, and it's people making incredibly difficult decisions. And they certainly, I think, tried to make the best decisions they could to a point. Ultimately, their decisions were self-serving to try to make themselves look as glowing and unevil as possible. And I wouldn't say any of them were necessarily evil, self-serving, despicable. Sure, there's some of that in there. I mean, even if you decide you're going to sacrifice 10%, choosing to try to save the elite 10%, while maybe it makes sense in a way, you can't sit here and say, well, these lives are more valuable than these lives. Ridiculous. No. Let me know any and all thoughts you have about any of these ideas that were presented during this series. If you agree with me, disagree with me, it's all good. Just, be nice about it. Thanks. That's all I ask. Y'all are incredible. I'm so glad to have you a part of this journey with me. Wow. I do plan to watch series 4 starting here in a few weeks. I'm going to finish Sarah Jane Series 3, and then we're going to hop into Torchwood Series 4. So I hope to see you then. Whether you like Series 4, don't like Series 4, come back and see how I feel about it. And maybe I'll love it and it'll change your perception of it. Maybe it won't. I don't know. But it'll be an interesting thing to experience together. And we will be diving into the final David Tennant specials here in the next few weeks. So in the world of Doctor Who, and starting a brand new era in Series 5 fairly soon. So I really am looking forward to that. Making sure you are subscribed to this YouTube channel so you don't miss those. Of course, you can always go over to Patreon or YouTube channel membership at the early access level and check out the next 2 months of reactions, where we're already into all that stuff right now. If you don't want to wait, over on Patreon, you can always add the full episode reactions as well. You can watch the full episodes with me. Make sure you don't miss a moment. You do need your own copy of the episodes to watch along, and check it out if you want. Otherwise, I will see you here on YouTube in the next one. Bye.